And October is Bullying Awareness Month, and the U.S. Department of Education says 1 in 5 kids will experience bullying at some point in their lives. We're getting some advice on what to do if you think your child's being bullied with psychologist Dr. Rich Hall. Good to see you, Dr. Hall.
Good to see you too.
I don't know about you. I was bullied when I was a kid. I can remember every single detail about it. That's how traumatic it is. So what are some of the signs that maybe your kid is being bullied, but they're not telling you about it? What should you look for?
Usually you should be looking for them maybe avoiding wanting to go to school or to particular events or things like, say, they're in a football, they're practicing football, but now they don't want to go to practice. And something they previously enjoyed, they just don't want to interact with it as much. Or they're playing sick every morning, not wanting to go to class. That's usually a sign that they're avoiding for a reason. If they start getting a lot more inward, you might have a quiet kid, but you're now noticing they're giving you even less
so
information.
Big behavior changes.
Yes. And sometimes just subtle, like it just seems like something's up. What's going on?
So how do you then approach it with your child? How do you talk about it so that you can get on top of it?
I think it's sort of key to sort of ask, just sort of opening questions. What's been going on? How are you? I remember my daughter just kind of randomly told me, nobody sat with me at lunch, and I was like, oh wait, what's going on there? Like, she's a pretty outgoing, energetic kid, and sometimes I was wondering, are you getting on other people's nerves, or are they rejecting you? And particularly in girls, we often don't think of bullying as more passive-aggressive, ostracizing behaviors. It's not the same as boys, where it might be more overt, aggressive behaviors.
And girls, we're learning too, are so much more vulnerable to the online bullying, the social media stuff. What are you seeing in your practice, and how are you helping families navigate that?
A lot of it is, it's really the gambit. I see a little bit of everything in the practice. I feel like one of the things I'm seeing more is that we've done a lot more education around what to understand about bullying, what to call bullying, when to sort of be alert. So I have a lot more parents who seem to be more aware of when things are happening with their kids. But the cyberbullying never goes away. In some ways, it's because now the internet is sort of more everywhere. There are these pockets where, someone could be bullied on like a Discord, which isn't Twitter. You know what I mean? Like most parents understand like Twitter or Facebook, but they don't understand like Discord sites or Reddit sites where these little sort of small sites pop up where a kid's being insulted by now people all over the world just because one kid had a problem with another in class.
Another thing that might be hard for parents to accept is sometimes your kid is the bully.
Yes.
So what do you do if you suspect or you even know that that's the case?
I think sort of being direct, and once again, in a conversation with your child, when you find out that they might be systemically sort of harassing another kid, a lot of times parents, I think first you have to sort of get past that my kid can't be the bad kid feeling, right? This isn't necessarily a reflection on your parenting. Kids, they're their own people. So you only have control over your reaction to what they do, but you really can't control what they do, which is hard as a parent to understand. So what you have to do is now reflect on how this makes me feel and how do I convey this to them. If you need to get extra help to help you with that conversation, be it a therapist, be it someone at school, a counselor at school, whatever. But you really have to sort of go straight for it. And then recognize maybe there might be some small ways in which you might be contributing to your child's behavior by, say, watching television shows where people bully and it's kind of looked at as funny, like the Mean Girls kind of thing. And if we're laughing at that, your kid might think, oh, that's the way I treat people. And that might not be the way you are, but they might pick that up from these influences. And just having a conversation with them, sort of like, hey, I think that's funny, but also we know that you shouldn't treat people that way.
You post on TikTok with helpful advice, but also if people need more help, where can they go?
I can be found at psychworksllc.com on the internet, as well my PsychWorks Clinic LLC on TikTok, and then PsychWorks Clinic on Instagram.
Never hurts to go and ask for some help.
It always is helpful to ask for help.
Right. Thank you, Dr. Hall. Good to see you.
You can always find our stories here on YouTube, but go ahead and tap subscribe. That way you're always in the know.